Lloyd Vehicle Consulting. Still not sponsored by Lancaster Insurance. Maybe one day. Good morning. Today is the 6th of May and this is part 3 of the slightly shambolic shuffle around the Popham Fly-In 2024, which is a local show in Hampshire, sort of near Basingstoke. In fact, it's been raining all day so far. It is Bank Holiday Monday after all. I do apologise in advance of any incorrect information that's happened a lot so far. If I get, caught up in conversations, if I fall over, just the way it goes on this channel. So Morgan 4.4, this will be from the early 50s, something like that. Could even be older than that actually. The same basic design of these have been made for so many years. 2 spare tyres, that's interesting. I was going to film this Toyota Tercel that was here, but it's just left. So you've got a thumbnail but no car. Apologies for that, viewers, it's just the way things seem to go. And then we've got 2-door Escort 1300 GT, 1970-71, and that is the old garage that would have been there back in the day, and the luggage shop was near Andover. I don't know if it came from there. DH, I'm not sure is a local plate to this area, so possibly not, but there we go. Like all of these sort of Mark 1 Escorts, this is going up in value as I'm walking around it. Someone's put a 5-speed gearbox in. It's probably a Type 9. Wouldn't have come with it originally, of course. Wheels are nice. I can't remember what those are off actually. Someone in the comment section below can tell me. And we've got Ford Zodiac, the Mark II Zodiac. The estate version, I think, is by Abbots of Farnham, from memory. See if we can actually get round there in a second. We'll go round back of this car. Possibly that might be a bit easier if we do that. This is some kind of customised Chevy with some Martin V8 in it. I don't think that's what I can smell at the moment though, because it's not on. Yes. Well, the thing I could smell is this Mark II Cavalier, but we'll come back to it in a second. Yeah, there we go. There is the rear of the Zodiac. Fantastic with the sort of gold lettering. Then a Triumph 2000 estate, 1972-73. The Innsbruck facelift with some Stag alloy wheels on it, which are a direct swap. That does look very nice. I've always wanted to drive one of these actually. I wanted to drive a 2000. Never quite achieved it yet though. Driven a Stag and a Dolomite, but not one of these. And then, well, hello, a Lotus Esprit, an S2. Similar to the one used in Spy Levy. That's actually Series 1. 1978-79 on a T. Fantastic. Morris Mine 1000. Let's have a look at the windscreen wipers. I think this is, yeah, it's a 1098cc, this one with the wipers like that. Even more useful is the fact that it's got the post-October 64 steering wheel, so that'll be probably 65 or later. And then, very, very nice, I like this very much, Saab 9000. This is a CDS, pre-facelift model, 1989 to 1990. It's really nice. I'd like to drive another 9000 actually. I drove a Carlson last year, but I want to drive another one now. Jaguar E-Type 2+2, Series 1 4.2. Actually Series 1.5 technically, because it's got the headlamp covers been removed on this. Does it actually show what year this is exactly? Yeah, it'd say 68. So it's quite a late Series 1.5. And we have something very aggressive looking here. This will be an XJR, won't it? Just because it's an XJR though doesn't mean it doesn't have a very nice cream leather interior. It's not quite beige, but there we go. The X308 model, this one with the V8, 1998, 1999 on an S. And then a Daimler Super V8, this one. Very, very nice indeed. Also the X308 design. I have driven one of these. It wasn't a Super V8, it was a normal V8. Like this for long wheelbase. It was very, very nice. Very thick, lovely carpets in these, and it's a very easy thing to drive. Absolutely delicious. Right, 1990-1991 Mini Cooper. I've seen lots of Minis today, unsurprisingly. They're very popular at shows. And then a Ford Iota Consul. This would be from the early 50s. I don't know what wheels those are off. They're off. They're sort of roast styles actually on that. That's interesting. It's probably easy to get tyres of those as opposed to the original 50s wheels. And then a Saab 900i Aero from 1993. It's a non-turbo, this one. Very late for the original generation. Original generation of these. I have driven the original generation 900, but in '83, so a lot earlier than this. And had long wiper action too. Fantastic. 72, 73 Beetle, which is purple, without the door handles and all that sort of stuff. Fantastic. Then very late Rover P4, Rover 95. This will be between 62 and 64 because it was one of the last types of P4 made along with Rover 110. I'm surprised I haven't seen sort of more of these actually today. Then there's a Lomax, which is a 2CV based kit car. You've got to be careful getting in and out of there a passenger. My gosh, that exhaust looked like it could get very, very hot indeed. And then something that I saw coming in earlier on was this very, very late Mini. It says there's a Cooper on it, but is this the right interior for a Cooper? I don't know. I'm intrigued now. It's a 99 or a 2000 on a V, so one of the very last ones actually. Production finished in October 2000. 1964, I think this is a Bond Keep. This is an earlier one. It looks very much like a Triumph Herald, and that's sort of because it is. The sort of doors are very similar, and the dash and everything. It's like this sort of structure underneath. Because it's got a separate chassis, you can just rebody it, which is essentially what these are. This is the later version, it's the GT4S, is a 68. So you can get the 1.2, this is 1.3 this one is, or the 2 litre, you get all three, because of course you just put a Vitesse engine in this sort of car. Interesting. This is crazy. Morris Minor Traveller on an R plate. I imagine this would have been exported then re-imported at some point before about 1981, because at that time they just slapped one of the plate. It was the year the car came into the country on, so I imagine that's why it is, because the production of these finished in 1971. So similar colour this one, would be a similar area to manufacture, 70 to 71 minor. I think they're called 600 weight actually. These days people just know them as a minor van, but that's what they were called officially. Vitesse Fishing, excellent. Shambolic, it's not too far from here. Oh, it's May and I can see my breath. What am I doing here, viewers? 1978-79 MGB GT. It's had the rubber bumper conversion done to it, and also it's had some body panels fitted, so that's interesting. Wolseley 1660, this one would be, 1970-71. That Panama hat I don't think will be of much use today, sadly. And then we've got another MGB GT here. This is the way that it should look. We've got a Vitesse just leaving there. And then another MGB Roadster, 69 to 70 on an H. Oh, there's 2 umbrellas at the back of that Minor Traveller. Speaking of Minor Traveller, let's take a look at this one. 64, so just before they brought out the new steering wheel. Still got the old one in there. So one's put some different seats in it. And then a Nissan Laurel. I've actually driven one of these. This has got the Datsun badges on it. They started changing the name from Datsun to Nissan about 1982. Yeah, I have driven one of these, and it also had headlamp wipers. I think most of them in this country, if not all of them, were 2.4s from memory. Yeah, there you go, got Nissan and Datsun badges on that one. Superb. Also superb is this Series 3 Daimler Sovereign from 1984 or 1985 on a B. Very, very nice, and leather was standard. You actually had to delete the leather if you wanted something else. Oh, a standard Vanguard. This is a later one, about 1960. I don't think I've seen many of these really. Not many of these at all. Excellent. Another MGB is on the way out. It's about 1970. Right, let's go back down here. Ooh, a local plate. Double A was Southampton. Is a 57 Land Rover Series 1 2-litre petrol. Westmerean Motors, there we go. First owner was somebody who lived near Southampton. There we go, makes perfect sense. Wonderful. Another Stag that, now let's see if we can identify this as a Mark 1 and Mark 2. The way to tell is the interior light is in a different place. I think that's a very early Mark 2 one. It's B73. And then a Spitfire, this is a Mark 2 I believe. 67, 68. They look quite different actually from the later ones. Most of the Spitfires you see these days are the later ones. This was a Mark 3, I do apologise, I got it completely wrong. That's why I apologise at the beginning and end of every video viewers for incorrect information, because it happens constantly. Classic Range Rover, 1979 to 80, left-hand drive. This MGB is registered in 81. It looks quite different, a different grille, different wheels. This would have had rubber bumpers on it originally. 81 was registration, but they finished production in 1980. To skip a couple of cars for views because we don't talk about diesels on this channel, but we're now back with again another local plate. This very interesting. I think these were the T25 or something. I keep forgetting what these are called. This looks like it's an American spec one or something like that. And it is, yeah, it is an American spec one. It's a Vanagon. There we go. That's the name. Vanagon, Westphalia camper conversion. Bay window next to it, 1967. I don't know, not bay window, splitty. Gosh, I'm very bad at Volkswagen. I don't know if it's terrible. Yeah, splitty. And then I think this is an Elvis. It would be maybe an immediately post-war one. There's another Elvis around here somewhere as well. I've seen it. I wonder if that's left or it's still here. I hope it's still here. If it is. Wolseley 1500. This is a car I'd actually quite like to try. I've driven a couple of Morris Minors, but a Riley 1.5 or a Wolseley 1500 is definitely a car I'd like to try. Oh, the Cavalier and Chevette Club. Fantastic. Right, very late Mark 3 here on M. It's 1.8 LS with some nice alloy wheels. Yes, 95, so it is quite a late one. I've driven the Cavalier Classic, which is the run-out special edition, back in 2021. Late Chevette here in black. Facelift one. I've driven a Chevette HSR and also a normal one, which was from 1980. This is 81, 82. Someone's put a 5-speed gearbox in that because the original gearbox is, to be honest, not very nice. Local Manta, very late one. We finished production these Mantas in 1988. This is 87, 88, the Berlinetta model with Recaro seats. This one's got an automatic gearbox. That'll be a rare spec. 1.8S. And then a very, very early Vectra here, Vectra B. The 1.8 GLS. I have driven a couple of Vectra Bs. The one I like most is owned by Mr. Coleman, Rubbish Mechanic. His is a 2.5 Arctic 2 automatic, very rare, 1998. Another late Manta here. This one's a GTE. I think you've got more power than the S in one of these. This is the saloon version, but that was the hatchback. You get both. Manta GT exclusive. Maybe it's one of the last ones. That's why it is exclusive. And then very, very nice Cavalier CDI. This is a first facelift one. I love the wheels. I have driven a Mark II before, but it was a 1.6L Auto. Headlamp wiper action, front fog lamps and everything. I think that's a 1.8, that one. So yeah, Manta GT 8788, that's 85, 86. And a Vectra B facelift SR 150. Look a bit different, don't they, from the earlier ones? BK local plate to this area as well. And then a Ford Cortina Mark IV 2-litre gear 7778, which is very nice. The Mark IV, I think, of the rarest of all Cortinas of the Mark IVs for some reason. And then a Toyota MR2 SW20. It's a 1998. This is a Rev 5. Limited edition called the Sonic Shadow Turbo Imported. 263 horsepower. That is bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. Then with the Bonnie and Clyde car, I think this is called. It's always got that on the plaques when I see it at shows. It's a Woolies Knight model 87, which I've never heard of apart from this particular car, I don't think. And then the 1935 Morris 10-4. This vehicle has been the same family since 1957. You know, if I still owned the Morris Minor my grandfather bought in 58, we'd be sort of like that. But that car, although it exists, is with someone else who I don't know. Ford Zodiac Mark II, the second one that we've seen today. The other one was an Abbott's Final Mistake conversion. This is just a normal one. That's very nice. Another Mark III Cortina. How many Mark III Cortinas are there at this show? There's loads. Not that I'm complaining or anything, you understand. Yes. This is a 2000. I wonder what specifications. Maybe like an L. It doesn't actually say. 72, 73. And then we've got a GXL. This will probably be a 2-litre as well. 71, 72. Getting sort of Life on Mars vibes here. But obviously that one's a bit different from this one. And then another 2-door. It's so rare. 2-litre. I wonder if this is a GXL as well, or if it's something else. So look at the back. No, it's a GT. It's a 2-litre GT. Right, we'll have to skip over that because we can't talk about that on this channel, viewers. And then we have a Daimler SP250 or Dart. It's a shame actually these discontinued because obviously when Jaguar took over Daimler in 1960, Daimler just started making these. Came out in 59, and Jaguar, of course, by 61 had brought out the E-Type, so they decided they didn't need 2 sports cars in the range, so they got rid of these ones, which is a shame because they're very interesting cars. Wonderful. It's quite tasty. 1987-1988 Ford Capri 280 Brooklands. They couldn't give these away back in the day. Obviously this car was registered a long time after production finished in December 86. Portsmouth plate, so again local car. Worth so much money these days. I mean, they're just sort of ignored back in the day because everyone has had enough of a Capri by then, but we haven't now. Wonderful. 1975-76 Alfa Romeo 2000 Spider. Yes, please, viewers. I've always wanted to have a go in one of these. I thought it'd be interesting. Made them all the way up to, I think, 1994, 1995. And then the sort of very modified looking Capri, this one. This looks like it might be a 2.8 injection, an early 2.8. But I don't know. Well, it's an S. Okay, maybe it's a very late 3-litre S or something. But it's got a body kit on it. Then we'll go on to what is actually a 2.8 injection. Very early. It's going to be a 4-speed one on the X. 81, 82. I have driven a car almost exactly the same as this. That has actually had a Type 9 5-speed put on it, but because it should be a 4-speed at that age. But obviously some people prefer those. Then I think this is a 2-litre S because they didn't make the 3-litre S as late as this. 84 I think was the last year for the 2-litre S. When it's replaced by a 2-litre Laser. Yeah, and it's a 2-litre S. For once I was right. And we've got a 3-litre S here, but it's a Mark II. Again, very late, 77 to 78. The launch of the Mark III was March 78. So this will be very late for the Mark II. Obviously Professionals vibes are coming through thick and fast. I'm a massive fan of Professionals. 1977-78 Ford Escort RS 2000. The one in the Professionals, although it had a 78 plate on it, was actually much earlier. It was a 1976 or 77 car on an R. And we've got the Capri 2.8 injection here. 83, 84 on an A. with wooden dash insert. This one has got the Type 9 gearbox in it. By this sort of time there were some differences between the early injections and the later ones, of course. So much so that the later ones are called injection special. That's really weird. It's a Cavalier 1.8, but it's got a Florida plate on it. I do not know what's going on here. I presume if you only wants to go home, they'll be putting some other plates on that. But yeah, another facelifted Mark III Cavalier. Ford F100 with the V8 engine. Ford, I think these are Ranchero, aren't we, these ones? 75, 76 on a P. And then some Rovers and an MGTC, I think this one would be. So immediately after the war. And then a Rover 200 Cabrio. This might be a 216, I think. It could be a 214. They made both. After the mild facelift, which was late 1993, 93, 94, and then a Tomcat, a Rover 220 Turbo Coupe. How do we know it's a turbo, viewers? Well, it's pretty obvious. It says on the back. So pretty desirable now. Relatively late for the 220 turbos. They were replaced by a K-series engined 1.8 litre variant with VVC system in late 95, early 96. This is definitely the T-series turbo though. It's got the earlier dash in it, in Night Fire Red. And next to it is something I also like very much. This is a Toyota Crown. I forget the model code for these now. This is a 1972 or 73. These are very rare cars indeed, actually. They did sell them over here, but compared with, I don't know, like a Granada, I suppose you could buy instead of one of these, they didn't sell particularly well. Right, let's move on to the next section. So, 1969 to 1970 Morris Minor 1000 Traveller. I wonder if those wheels have been changed to accommodate some disc brakes or something, and someone's put I think a Ford Type 9 gearbox in that, so you get 5 speeds and all synchromesh. So we're sort of observant to that sort of thing, viewers. Very shiny. Nice Ford Capri 2.8 injection, 1983 to 84 on pepper pot wheels. Jan Speed actually badged pepper pot wheels. Oh, TI. Oh, yes. More power and more fun. Weirdly, this Volvo 940 has got, I think, 960 wheel trims on it. Probably the red block, so probably the 2.3 with the later 5-speed manual in it, with the headlamp wipers either removed or not specified. 1993, 1994. Mark II Capri with the X-Pack body kit on it. 1977, 78, which is an S. Weird plate on that. Ooh. A Volvo Owners Club member, I hardly appreciate this. 1995, 1996 Volvo 850 T5R. Yes, please. Is it an automatic or a manual? It's an auto. Oh, it's for sale. Call 07900 287 127. That's very tempting, viewers, but I think they're probably wanting a lot more money than I'd be prepared to pay for something like that. And we've got a Ford Sierra Sapphire RS Cosworth. Yes, please. Also an Essex plate. I wonder if that was originally registered by Ford UK themselves. Often the Essex ones were. And then we've got a Volvo Amazon. If you go to the local Volvo events, you see tons of Amazons. What's that, 68, 69? Then Chevy something. Van from probably what, the 30s, but it's been converted to look like, well, something very unusual. But an MG ZA Magnet, apparently with the 1.6 engine. This one looks a bit different from what it would have as standard. There's probably something lurking under there. It's a bit more powerful than the original B series that would have been in that. But we've got this Cadillac Coupe de Ville I don't know what year this is. I don't think it's a 59, because 59s were even more ridiculous at the back end. That's 55. Okay, let's read number plate. Useful tip for the future. Buick Special 1957. That is very special indeed. You've got to be careful around here because you can hear the squelchy noise going on. And then a Dodge. Definitely Mopar, these door handles are very typical of the time. A Dodge Pioneer. I've never heard of one of those before. And that is, sometimes they tell you the year of it on the plate, but that doesn't have that. MGA Coupe, with one of the weirdest door handles ever in the world. That is, yes, it's a standard 1500 one. One of the early cars. Very careful to fall over here, viewers. And then an SLK 2002. With the V6 engine, supercharged. That'll be fast, won't it? Very fast indeed. Ooh, 3.2 AMG. One of its rivals, BMW M3 46. If you go to Shedfest, you see an awful lot of these there. I mean, far more than you'd ever seen before in your entire life, which is crazy. Then a nice SL, a facelifted. I think these are called BR129, these ones, from memory. It's a 320, 96, 97. And then a Morris Minor pickup, or they're called something else at the time, but we are just call them Morris Minor pickups these days, mostly. Quite a late one, 1970 to 1971 on moon disc wheels and a very, very strange looking grille. Alvis TE21 1965. I've been promised this was here, and it is. And oh my gosh, viewers, a beige leather interior with wood. I do like a nice beige leather interior. Also got an Aston Martin Vanquish here. That'll be quite a modern one, won't it? So I'm not the newest car here, not by any stretch of the imagination at all. Really not. Just realised there's a couple of things that we've missed here. Let's just make sure we cover them. Triumph Vitesse 1967. The 2-litre engine came in the year before. Yeah, 67. Excellent. The part of a job lot. And then a 1965 Austin Healey Sprite, which is similar to a midget, but so you've got Donald Healey's name on it. Right, then a Jaguar Mark II. 2.4 litre. Not so sure what year this is. This could be anything up to about 65 actually, with no suffix. Then we'll just do this bit first. Very, very nice. This will be Daimler Sovereign, won't it? Daimler Sovereign, which is the sister car to the Jaguar 420. Both essentially facelifted versions of an S-Type, with a 4.2 engine. Daimlers, of course, are always our preference. And then a very nice Series 1 E-Type. Look at this. Very, very nice. Not the 2+2, unlike the one we saw earlier. This is just the standard one. And without the engine badge on it, that's a very early 4.2. I think it's 64 that would be. We've got the Austin Westminster Estate. Now, this is a very, very rare car. I don't think I've ever seen another one apart from this. I've seen this before. That's, I think, the only one I've ever seen. Maybe somebody made that themselves, I don't know. Then we got some Granada action going on here. 3 Mark II Granada saloons. This one is the latest one of the 3. It is from 1984 85, which is 2.8 injection gear X. It's about as good as it got, apart from the executive model, which had leather seats. Mr. Brisdian, who has actually had his car put on before, not this one, his previous one. This is his 2.8 GL Granada. I think it's an 82 automatic, this one. Some of the Bocce Granadas were 5-speed manuals, but the majority of the V6 ones actually were automatics. Let's see if this is an automatic. No, that's a, yes, it is. it's not the manual. And we've got a much earlier one. This is a very early one actually. They came out in middle of 1977. These, and this is a 77-78. It's a very early Mark II Grenadier. Also a gear like the one over there, but I don't think it's an axe. It's just a normal gear, 2.8 injection. This might have been registered by Ford UK themselves actually, which is an Essex plate. And then a 2001 Peugeot 206, I suppose actually, because they came out in 98 these. They will achieve classic status very soon. And then there's a Vauxhall Combo. I'm not sure we can talk about that one actually, I'm afraid, dears. We can however talk about this Tahiti Blue Rover Tomcat. It's very similar to the one that Mr. Richardson Furious Driving owns. I know because I've driven it. Drove it in 2019, which seems like an age ago. Imagine that'll be probably the 220, but I'm not sure. Only 67, mine 1000 Traveller. It looks very standard, unlike some of the ones we've actually seen here today. A Vauxhall Calibra, probably an SE model. Most of the Calibras actually were SEs. There were 9 different SE models on the Calibra. This is a facelifted one on a P, so 1996, 1997. They lasted a bit longer than the Mark III Cavaliers that they were based on. That one is says 16 valves, it'd be a 2 litre 16 valve. I think it's a red top engine, but I could be wrong. Triumph TR6, I'm really surprised we've not seen more of these here today actually. Normally there's loads of them at shows like this, but this is the only one I've seen today. 1975 or thereabouts on an N. This MGB, this, look at the front of it, I think it's from the early 70s looking at that grille. That's a personal plate on it. I'm trying to work out what colour this is. I don't think it's just straight on English white. I think there's a sort of tint of a colour in that. But an R107 SL, 1980 to 1981, a 500 SL this one, which is superb. Nice condition. Then a Morgan 44, 1969 to 70, and then something unusual, a Fiat Uno in beige, very beige, Reading plate. I wonder if Fiat UK registered this themselves. Who knows? It's only a 45. This is the base model Uno at the time. Still got the weird dash and things. I don't know if you can really see very well, but no, it's hopeless. You can't see at all. Oh, there we go. Got a weird dash in that. Right, let's go to the final section over there, which is some commercial and military vehicles. This is a really, really late van based on the old Austin 55. It's a 1971 to 70, sorry, 71. I'm asking my words properly. They were made till 73. Now, although this is a Morris badge one, it is an Austin design. It's like the A35 van. They made them for years and years after the original design went out of production for some reason. That is superb. Fantastic, a Bedford TK. Wow. 1973-74 registration. I've got to move back a long way to film that. Let's go over here and oh, someone on the stand has got an E36 Touring. See, this is a shed fest. We'd just be walking straight past it because there's so many of them. That one is interesting. Don't know exactly what year that is. Well, that Plymouth's leaving there, you can hear that. So, Willis Jeep. This one is in 1944. Meat Hound. There's quite a lot of things in here actually. There's ammo cases in there. Got like a canvas cover for it, got all sorts of things. And we've got a forward control Land Rover here as well. The only Land Rover I've ever driven of the original series type is actually a lightweight one. It was a 79. I've driven one of those. That's in very nice condition, isn't it? Sort of 75, 76, that one. And then I think this is a very early Series 3, but I might be wrong. Sort of 71, 72 plate. Then a Unimog, 78 to 79. And then this enormous thing here. I was going to have to look at the information sheet about this. There we go. It's a Bedford QLR radio command post from 1944. So you wouldn't get back far enough to actually get this into the shot. Yeah, there we go. Fantastic. Bit of barbed wire in the front there. I forgot what this one is. That's big as a Volvo over there. Oh gosh, it's a massive puddle here. Oh, viewers. Oh. Okay. Whew. Chevrolet CBA 1944. Wonderful. Another Unimog. Be and so 1974-75. And then a Volvo Laplander. I don't think I've ever seen one of these before. 78-79 on a T. Absolutely fantastic. Volvo do have a history of making sort of four-wheel drive models that people don't necessarily think about. Talbot Express under there somewhere. I'll have to check about that in a moment to see if we can talk about it. What is this? This is like a Mitsubishi Jeep or something. I should Daihatsu. Ooh, I forget the model name for these. They were sold over here in not very big numbers, sort of 82, 83, but I don't know why. Let's have a look at some fire engines. We've got a Dennis Sabre here from 1990. I've got to move back a long way to actually get that in. It's from Dorset JT. And then a Volvo one, a Volvo FL7. Is it a 1989 RV? Yeah, local plate to the air. Stationed at Winchester during the time I was growing up, I imagine. That one is again a local plate. PO with an old Portsmouth plate, an HCB Angus 8182, and another Dennis here, exactly the same plate. Let's have a look, sort of here. It's an 81, and registered in Guildford. I think it's a place called Slyfield near Guildford, which is where these were made, from memory. Took one of those really old-fashioned letters on the back. It's kind of like London's Burning kind of era, isn't it, this sort of thing? Right, that is it from Popham Flying. I'm going to go and take some shelter because I've got a bit damp today, viewers. Thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment below, and we shall see you again very soon for some more incorrect information.